was diagnosed with postpartum depression just after I gave birth to my second child. I couldn't see any hope in life. I grew up in a single-parent household and it affected me greatly. When I first brought my child into the world, I felt selfish. I brought my child into a world full of pain. My appetite was getting worse and worse. I couldn't taste anything I ate and I wouldn't feel hungry. On my 5th day of fasting, my senses became very intense. My sense of smell became more acute and I could smell all the dry cleaners and preservatives in the merchandise. I could even feel cell phone radiation. I could see people who looked like shadows, but they had no souls. They are not friendly and they want to hurt me. These shadows seem to be some kind of negative energy accumulation. They can change into different faces and try to scare me at night. I felt so scared that I lost sleep for several nights. Since I hadn't eaten for several days, my energy was completely depleted. I felt myself slipping into a dark hole and fear engulfed me. I sat in a state of fear for a long time, exactly how long I'm not quite sure because it was a place where there was no time. I felt that I did not belong in this place, that I had imprisoned myself in this place. I cried and prayed to God to save me. A light appeared out of the darkness and lifted me up and out of the dark tunnel. I was floating on the roof of my house. I looked down and saw my body surrounded by people. I had no attachment to my body and no regrets about leaving it. I wondered what they were all doing around me. Then I decided it was no longer my business. I am enjoying where I am now and I feel very relaxed and free. There is no more pain from the last few weeks, and no more pain in my life. I felt ready to go. I continued to float up and out of my home. I could now see the whole city and everyone was doing their thing. The higher I flew, the smaller the people and buildings became. I floated up to the clouds and decided to stop there. I don't know why I did this. I guess it doesn't matter. I stopped just for the sheer joy of it. I remember becoming smaller and smaller until I was part of the cloud. I could see every particle of the cloud. I was nothing and everything at the same time. I continued to move upward until I could see the outline of the earth. I can see that every living thing and plant is fully connected. I could see how we are all connected to each other, and that all connections are part of God. I felt an indescribable joy. For a long time before, I questioned everything in the world. Here those worries became unimportant. I suddenly felt a force of love. Angels radiated love and light around me, and I knew they were part of God. They took me on a new journey. The movement and the light made me feel a little uncomfortable, so I closed my eyes for a while. Out of curiosity, I opened my eyes every once in a while. Along the way I saw the legendary stairway to heaven, where someone walked up a cat in his arms. I also saw a large group of people standing in front of the gates of heaven. The angel took me to a room. The walls of the room were made of clouds. I wanted to wander outside and was just about to leave when a voice said, "Don't do that, you will get lost in there." I didn't see God, but I knew it was Him. He was the only one who could give me that feeling. We didn't communicate with words, but with telepathy. It was amazing. God said to me, "I am here for you, my child, I love you completely, and everything is going to be okay." I could feel His love and I was immersed in this ocean of love. God said to me, "I love you and I have always loved you. Nothing you can say or do will ever separate you from my love." I asked God, why is there so much pain in my life, and where was He when I was suffering? He showed me something. I saw large memories come to me of things that had been the source of my pain. I saw myself being abused by my father when I was a child. I saw myself being bullied by other students when I was in school. These memories were horrible and I felt terribly depressed. Then he asked me to look closely. I could see a light around my body in each of these events. He told me. He was always right there with me, He never left me. Then God told me, He will always be with me, don't lose faith in Him. He told me, He can't change anything right now, but He won't leave me, and everything will be okay. One day I will go back to my real home and meet Him here again. I had many conversations with God here, and God showed me my future life, which was not as bad as I thought it would be. For many years, I was very confused about God. As time went on, I had felt like I was being driven back here. In later days, I realized that the choice to come back was my own decision. If someone were to ask me, do you believe in God? My answer would be yes. My confusion began to subside, and I felt His Spirit leading me. I found a Bible at home, and I never read it carefully because I found it confusing. But one day I opened it, and as I read, the words seemed to be absorbed into me. I read for hours and felt spiritually fulfilled. I now feel like I'm growing and living my life in a healthy way every day. The truth is that He is always around us. If we don't feel it, it's because we walk away, not Him.